Okay, but you guys can hear me, right? Then that's perfectly fine. Okay, cool. All right, so let's start. So thank you guys for coming to our talk and not going for the StarCraft remastered one, because I would have done that. So as she mentioned back there, this session is very ads focused, and it's actually telling developers how do you actually like supercharge your revenue. I thought that was a pretty interesting title. So with the introductions, I'm Wei Chong. You guys can call me can just call me Chong, and I am the developer relations manager for Unity Ads. So what I actually do is that I help Unity manage their suite of monetization products. I initially started with ads, but right now I do ads, analytics, and in-app purchases. So in-app purchases, in a sense, not just settling the microtransactions with the app stores, but also helping, we've created a new tool which will eventually help developers to serve the right IAP promotions to the right players. So I'll let Boon introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Boon, or you can call me Boon. I'm the developer relations engineer in Unity. So I'm in the services also. So I'm on ads, analytics, IAP. So normally I would deal with developers for their integration issues, their suggestions, etc. Yeah.
Cool. So we're the Dynamic Bros, and this is actually based on feedback from the community. So a lot of them, I used to only speak on my own, but a lot of them said they'd actually like a business and technical demonstration together. So this is actually the first time we're gonna organize something different. So it's like a duet. All right, so before I start, right, I like it that it's a small group as well, because then it's very personalized, so you guys can feel free and I can tailor the presentation to your needs. Just a show of hands right here. I want to know first, how many of you are students and how many of you are like game developers? Students first? All right, that's all students. Students. Game developers. All right, and how about the both of you? Business owner. And are you? Publisher. All right, nice. All right, so to start off, I know that okay, how many of you have used ads within your game? So most of you guys don't know about ads so far, except maybe for the publisher, yeah. And for you? Okay, cool. So, okay, if that's the case, then I'll do a slow introduction. So, as many of you know out there, there are many different kinds of ads that you can actually find. So you have banner ads, you have interstitial static image ads, you have video interstitials, and you have offer walls. So what it actually means is that, like, if interstitial just basically means that the ad pops up in the middle of a game. That's it. But for this presentation today, it's not going to be focused on any of these ad formats, but we're going to be focusing on a rewarded ad. So how many of you know what a rewarded ad is? I'm sure that most of you in some capacity have actually seen it. So I'm going to show a quick demonstration of what a rewarded ad is. And one of the most classic examples is just basically a free revive. So this is a Trash Dash app. We're going to start. And you run. All right. So there is no sound, I'm sorry, so you're stuck with my voice. But this is just basically an endless runner. The cat dies, and then after that, you need to get alive. Cool. Watch video. All right. And then the ad shows. So what you notice is that it's very much like those TV ads that you see. It's 30 seconds, and then the player gets to choose whether they want to watch or not, and then the ad just shows. So in this case, the player is actually being shown a game ad. And then at the end of the ad, the player is then just prompted whether he wants to install the game or not. So If he doesn't want, he closes it, and then you can see it's very smooth. The player continues playing the game. So this is an example of a very classic example of a rewarded ad. So, what rewarded ads? So how many of you here like ads? Put up your hands. Anybody likes ads? No. But what if it's like, how many, you guys know about the show The Devil's Advocate, right? But if I give you something in return for your time, that's not too bad. And that's actually one of the reasons why rewarded ads are actually right now so successful in the industry. Number one, because it's opt-in. So instead of forcing an ad onto a player, I basically ask the player, would you like to choose? Now, even though it might be the same ad, but because you are asking for permission, from a player's perspective, the way they see it is very different. It's more inviting. It's also actually more relevant. So like, a lot of them don't skip the ads because they most probably find an ad that they really like. Native, you guys saw it just now, is very straightforward. So the cat dies, and then the cat lives again, but the way the ad, from the ad back to the gameplay, it's a very, very smooth process. It's rewarded, so like I said, you know, I give you money, then everything becomes a much happier and nicer place. But most importantly actually is that if you remember when I shared with you all the different kind of ad formats, this ad format actually pays the most. So in the advertising world right now, the lowest price you can get is from banner ads. And then from banner ads, you skip to full screen static image ads, followed by skippable video ads, and then the highest ECPM or the highest value so far right now is actually rewarded ads. Cool. Now, and one of the most beautiful things about rewarded ads, other than the fact that it pays a lot of money, is that it actually helps to keep your players within the game and prevent churn. Like, I mean, we have all been players before. I'm quite sure a lot of you have played a game before, and for me, for example, it was by Supercell, Boon Beach. So I was trying to collect stones to upgrade to the next level, but every time I re-log in back, someone will steal my stones and then I'm stuck at the same place again. So basically I come in with, I steal 5,000, I get 5,000 stones, and then when I come back I get 0 again. So I keep being, I think in Malay they call it hentakaki. So I hentakaki or, you know, march on the spot for the same level. So one of the beautiful things is that when you meet players like me, I'm getting sick, I'm tired. This is when you can actually serve them an ad and say, tell what, if you watch an ad, I'll give you stones, and the player moves on to the next level. So it's very much like how you try to continue to give your players a glimmer of hope, a chance, but not too much, so much so that it disrupts your game economy itself. So, sorry, it's not for me. Okay, so I think the next question then is, okay, nice idea, but how do you actually go about doing it? So how many of you guys know what this is? Just shout it out, man. What did you shout? Yeah, that's right. It's an atom. And I was actually watching Big Bang Theory when I got this idea of this thing. If you guys watch Big Bang, they always have this atom spinning around. And so I felt like, all right, I don't have the right answer, but I believe this to be the science behind a rewarded ad when you try to think of one. So, first of all, as you know, so there are 3 things that make up an atom. Basically, the core, and then the things that orbit around it are basically electrons, which was also, in my case, what I'll say as the frequency of the ads. So the first thing is you need to decide what reward you're going to put into your game itself. And when you think about reward, it's always very good to start thinking about putting ads into your game rather than when your game launches and then you try to put ads in. Because then you have to rethink your entire game economy or your game loop. So, you think about what reward you want to do. So for example, the reward could be you want a free life, could be energy, diamond, coins, gold, or anything that is basically very unique to your game. Okay, now once you get the reward, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out what type the reward is going to be. So when we talk about type, is it going to be something like a one-time thing, or is it going to be a period of time? So I give you a quick example. I can tell the player, I'm going to double your coins for once if you watch an ad, or I'm going to double your coins for 10 minutes if you watch an ad. That's your choice, how you want to integrate it into your game. So once you get the reward and type thought of, I like to think of that as the core of the rewarded ad. The last part is very simple. You just need to think about, all right, now that I got the rewarded ad created, how often is this rewarded ad going to appear? Is this rewarded ad going to appear at a fixed interval time, or is it going to be random? And once you got all these sorted out, basically, you have one rewarded ad. And then with that one rewarded ad, you can put it into your game. All right. So, for training purposes, the game that we are going to use is Trash Dash, the game that you saw earlier when I showed what a rewarded ad is. And Trash Dash is actually free for grabs. So you can actually download this full game on the Unity Asset Store. And then if you guys, that's from a dev perspective, but if you guys want to play around with the game, that's the iOS app, iOS link and the Google link. All right. So, and within this, so this game was created specially by Unity. And why we created this game was because we wanted to showcase to our devs the services that we have and also allow them to have a game to do reverse engineering and figure out how it was integrated and things like that. So if you download Trash Dash on the, this is not meant to happen. I am not sure why is it bouncing. Okay, so if you download Trash Dash, you will notice that within the game itself, you have Unity Ads, which is turned on. You have Unity Analytics, Unity IAP, and also Unity Teams. So what Unity Teams is just that it's like a cloud technology. So basically, it's easy for you to share your builds with all your developers around the region if you happen to have a team that is regional. And at the same time, whenever someone updates something, automatically it syncs back to the cloud, so you never lose your data. So that's Trash Dash. And then, okay, so it's Mr. Chiboon's time. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Chiboon, and Chiboon is going to do a technical demonstration of how you actually integrate a free live ad into your game itself using the Unity engine. Okay, so this is where technical issues always happen. This is normal. All right, so while he's figuring it out, I just want to go, I was just going to ask a quick question. Like, do you guys have any questions for me at this point of time? Yeah. No questions? Now, if this fails, then you're basically stuck with me and Chiboon will not present. But actually right now, how many of you guys use Unity engine technically? Did you guys come here especially hoping for a technical demo? Yes or no? Just in case Chiboon fails, I'm just saying in case. No technical demo. Just came here to learn more about what ads is. Should we say bye to Chibun then? Chibun, you have 30 seconds. If not, bye. Give me back the plug. Huh? Come, give me back. Okay, anyway. Give me back. Alright. I don't think you can do it. Can you get the guy to figure out what we try to... And guys, that's why I do not use a Mac. I hope there are no Mac lovers here, basically. See how it's done. I'm back in. Sorry? I'll continue first while you figure out his adapter. All right. So, bye, Mr. Chibun. All right. So you guys saw that you can have, a rewarded ad within your game, right? But one rewarded ad is not enough. So you can actually put multiple rewarded ads in a game. And how we can actually do that is, I'm going to take you through a simple game economy and show you how you actually introduce different rewarded ads into the game itself. Okay, so very simple, this one's straightforward. You enter a game, you play a game, you get coin, you get currency, and then the player repeats the cycle. Now, what if we put in this? So, hello? Okay, so in this case, right, what do you have? You have, right now, player can enter the game, he gets an in-game currency, and gets the option of, do you want to watch an ad to get another reward? So that's the first part. It's called double give. Or you could do something like, the player goes, he gets coins, he gets an in-game currency, and then another in-game currency, which is the one that is below. Or a more straightforward one would be you play the game, and actually this was supposed to be part of this demonstration for Chibun, but he can't. But basically, within Trash Dash itself, players could watch an ad to get their missions refreshed. A more straightforward approach would be if you just want to get coins or you want to just get diamonds, so things like that. So this is it. It's supposed to be Chibun again, but he's out. Bye. And so some of what the next thing will be, all right, so you got all your rewarded ads put in, you got many different rewarded ads, beautiful, but what are the things that you need to watch out for, like, best practices? So, number one, generosity is not a virtue in the ads world. Serving one ad to your player doesn't get you enough money. So ideally, you want to serve more ads. That's why we have a lot of different rewarded ad types within the game itself. In the ads world, more ads equals more money, but also not to a point that you piss your players off. So in life, it's always all about balance. Always remember that. Hi. Let them figure out the USB-C thing. Okay, and then the other one is clarity. When you put a rewarded ad into a game itself, don't assume that the player knows what it is. So for example, when I was working with one developer in Indonesia, the game was called Tahu Bulat. Tahu Bulat had a balloon that flies in the air. A lot of the players thought it was a very beautiful aesthetic kind of thing where the balloon flies. But the developer didn't tell the players that actually if you click on that, that's a rewarded ad that gives you something. So if you want to put in a rewarded ad, make sure some rewarded ad like that, that's really beautiful, blends in with the environment. Make sure you have a little tutorial at the start to explain to them what it's for first. And when I mean clarity, just be really clear, like, put it nicely on the main screen, make sure that people know that that's a rewarded ad. And then after they finish watching the video, just, double confirm, chop with them that they get that reward. Don't just bring them back to the game without telling them they get a reward. So it's this kind of reinforcements that are actually very, very important within the game itself. Number 3, oh, they come out together. Anyway, so number 3, I couldn't think of a better name, so I just put friend. But ideally, right, all ads that you put within your game has to tie back to IAP itself, because IAP is also a primary monetization driver for you guys. So let's think about it. What do I mean by tying back? So one very simple example was, okay, let's say you have a superhero game, and the superhero goes around the levels collecting coins. What you could do is that for a premium power, for example, like attracting all the coins to him, the player can watch an ad to try it maybe for 5 minutes. And then if the player really likes it, eventually he can purchase it on the IAP side. So it's like a sneak preview. You give them a little bit of premium content hoping that they convert after that. So it's like one step in the door. And when I meant closing the loop, what I mean is that it's very important for you to always tie your placements that you have, or the rewarded ads that you have, back to the Unity dashboard. And what do I mean by that? So if you create ads on the Unity dashboard, it should look something like this. So you see, I have a line item for every rewarded ad out there. So whether it's fuel, whether it's for victory or victory brick. Now why do we do that? Because you want to measure the performance of each rewarded ad. Now if a rewarded ad is not working within your game itself, you have 2 options. Number 1, you optimize it. So you try to make it better, or you try to increase certain values or things like that. If you do, or number 2, if it's taking too much real estate on your game itself, then just get it removed. So this is how it will look on the Unity dashboard, where you have rewarded ads, so you have line items for each rewarded ad. And then when you check it on our dashboard, there will be a graph that shows the revenue per each placement or line item and things like that. Are you working? Shall we give him a shot? I'll give you 1 shot. I don't think it will work. Alright, so if you guys want to know like technically how it should be done, you can actually approach Boon later. And he'll be more than happy to show you. Don't worry, it's not going to be like a 5-hour session. It's probably only going to be like 10 minutes because of the way Unity Ads built it into the engine itself. So it's very simple. You turn on the Unity Ad switch, you put the code into your game code. I think like less than 5 minutes, you're done. So you just need to know how to put the code in, that's it. All right, so now we go, oh, there's nothing. Okay, anyway, so that is not a Playboy bunny. That is my favorite character from Overwatch. So that is Diva. So as part of this entire workshop, I'm going to take you to the Unity Ads dashboard to just give you a sense of the kind of data that you're expecting and the things you will see. All right. Okay, anyway. Okay. So basically, this is how the Unity Ads dashboard looks like. And within the dashboard itself, you can see things like the revenue, the eCPM, and the impressions based upon last 24, last 7, and last 30. And basically, we always show the top 10 countries by revenue because that is where majority of your revenue is going to be coming from. So you can see, for example, things like the revenue, the impressions completed just means how many people actually watch in full. One of the beauty of a rewarded ad is that it's non-skippable, so the player has to watch in full. And then the fill rate. So the fill rate just means that every time you send in an ad request for me to serve an ad, how many times do I manage to serve one out? So 99% is a very nice number. 1%, you know, give chance lah. Maybe it's technical or something like that. Yeah, and so these are just some quick metrics that you will see on the dashboard. As always, you can download the raw data and things like that. Other things that you can do on this dashboard would be, hang on, just let me pull this back. I think I need to do this screen. This is quite hard. All right. So some other things that you can do is that you can actually do a lot of filtering. So for example, you can filter by game categories if you don't want certain ads to be shown, or you could filter by categories, and also you can do age restrictions in case your game needs to be COPPA compliant. So the dashboard is actually quite straightforward right now. It's not too complicated yet. Why I say yet is because the rest of our other products will have not been fully integrated into a centralized dashboard. So they all have their own dashboards actually as of now. And that's why you can you notice that you have like develop, operate, acquire, and then within here you have ads, analytics. Eventually you have IAP and cross promotions as well. To just share with you a little bit about the vision that we're trying to build here right now at Unity is that we want to move away from just looking at one monetization element for a developer. So as many of you guys know, as a developer, you basically have two ways to monetize, correct? You have ads and you have IAP. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to build a centralized dashboard that where instead of just serving an ad at the right time, we try to serve either, we'll know based upon our data whether to serve an ad, an IAP, or cross promo for the player at the right time. So rather than focusing on just an eCPM level, we focus wider. So we're looking to optimize towards the lifetime value of a player, or we try to optimize towards the average revenue per user, also known as the ARPU. So the dashboard now is very simple, it's quite straightforward, but when you move forward next time, you will notice that you can actually see user data. So for each user, what the LTV is like, how likely is he to convert on an IAP, what kind of, should you show him, like should you show him an ad, an IAP, or things like that. So you can either do it manually yourself, or you can let the platform decide, based upon machine learning and data. Right. So part of this workshop also was to focus more on and celebrate developers who have integrated ads very beautifully within the game itself, and to also give you guys more ideas. So I'm going to shoot over to one of some creatives, and I'll talk you through this one. I think I need to duplicate my screen rather than extend. Hang on. Duplicate. And all right, keep changes. All right. So this case study is from a developer in Australia. The game is called Digby Forever, and what it is that it's actually an endless digger. So you have this guy who keeps digging and digging. He has no purpose in life. But with at the same time, while he's digging, he collects cards. And you guys are familiar that each card can have a power-up. So I'll just show you what he did. So let's start with this one first. So we're going to look at double your gems for 10 minutes. So this is how it looks like. So within the game itself, you go into the shop. And within the shop itself, you notice that it's right in your face. That's what I mean by clarity, in your face. So you have a gem doubler where you can watch an ad. And he puts it down there, it's a 10 minutes. So as you can see, you found the reward, you found the ad type, and that's it. It's very straightforward. You click on it again. And then the ad shows. In this case, this is Lot's mobile ad. Okay, so we're going to skip this because you already know what a rewarded ad is. Okay, now, another one was you could actually earn a pack of 6 cards. And how he did earn a pack of 6 cards is because cards are actually premium currencies. So he actually capped the number of times a player could actually watch an ad to get a card. So I think it was about 2 hours or 3 hours. So it's here. Once again, you notice it's within the shop itself, but it's under packs and deals. And then you see it's over here. It's called, where is it? The free gift, pack of 3 cards. Sorry, it's 3, not 6. Or you could double your gems at the end of the game. So, oh shucks, sorry. So this is the game, you die. And you see, this is what I mean by clarity again. You always have to show the player how much they're gonna get. It's like instant gratification kind of thing. I don't see, I don't believe. So in this case, you guys are familiar, he's very clear. So he said times 2, 916. So let's click play. And then after that, the ad will show. In this case, to save you guys all the pain, I have skipped whenever he clicks on it for an ad to show. The next one is you double your gems at the 10 minutes at the game end. So if you guys remember, just now you watched the double your gems for 10 minutes in the shop itself. This one is different. This one appears at the end of the game. So in this case, what happens is the player will say no thanks. But as you can see, like, you know, how this developer has a very kiasu Singapore mentality, so he doesn't believe and he shows it one more time. The other one is that if your cards expire, so in this case is, okay, your cards, one of your cards is expired, and it asks you, all right, do you want to watch an ad? You want to pay for coins or say no thanks? You can also earn free coins. So you can see that this developer did a really good job because within one game, you have many, many different kind of rewarded ads for the player to choose from. Because a lot of players, they might want to choose something, but they might want something, but might not want something else. So as a rule of thumb, what I always recommend is try to put rewarded ads wherever you think is possible without disrupting too much of the game economy. Once you gather the data and figure out, you know, what ads are performing really well, then just focus on them. Or if you are perfectionist, then you can try to focus and improve those that are not. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do one more. Hang on. I think many of you will recognize this one. The developer did a very good job for me, so I don't have to say anything. You just watch and enjoy. So this one's a reward plus 50%. So I really like that ad placement. So that is a random ad placement where you have the opportunity to meet a boss, and that boss was the golden reptile. So that's another kind of rewarded ad you can put. And see, this is them controlling the how frequently the ad can appear. And if you really like this game, you can actually check it out. They have a booth there. They have a booth in the exhibition hall, or you can actually just, the guy is actually here, so you can look for him at the same time. Okay, we're gonna give Chibun one more shot. Shall we give him one more shot? All right. How does it work? Oh, I know, okay. Wow, finally, man. I was so gonna condemn Mac already. Okay, how you want to do this? You want me to put it for you? Alright, so because Chibun basically skipped twice, what he's gonna do is that he's gonna show you a technical demo of number one, introducing a rewarded ad that's a revive, and then after that, he's gonna show you how you actually do a refresh missions integration as well. Oh, and he's also going to show you on the coding side, how do you actually tie each rewarded ad to the Unity ads dashboard placement. Okay, all yours. So you can add and do it.
Hello, finally it's working. Okay, and as you can see from the screen, you can download the Trash Dash asset from our asset store. So from here, you just go to the tab here, asset store. You search for Trash Dash, then you can see our assets over here. Okay, so you just need to click the import. So the whole asset will be imported inside the project. Okay, after that, the first thing you need to do is, because ads only running on the mobile platform, so in our case, we need to set up and change the build setting to Android. Okay, so yep, once you set up, then the first thing you can try to run it. Okay, it's up and running. So as you can see, the game is a full game, so you can try to play it. Okay, run. Okay, can swipe. Okay. Okay. So in this case, game over. Right? Now we want to enable ads and let the user to have a chance to have a live to replay again. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we need to enable the ads from our service window. So from here, you go to the window menu, and you can see here what are services. Okay, on it, and you can see the ads over here. I think the screen. Okay. So how you're going to start the ad is very simple. So we already include inside the service window. You just need to on it. Currently it's off. So the first thing you need to do is on. Then you can start to do the ads integration. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to add some codes to show where your placement in the game. So the first thing we want to do is we are going to add another placement for the game. So you go to the dashboard. Okay, in here you will show placement, so you can add up additional placement. Like Chong mentioned just now, we are going to add another 2 placement for this game. One is when you game over, you want to get another life by watching the rewarder video. So we set up a placement called revive video. So another placement we want to set up is a mission video. Like you can watch a video and refresh a mission. So you complete the mission, get additional coins. Yeah. So we already add it up. So you can just press the add new placement and add the placement yourself. Okay. So in the game itself, let me show some codes. Okay. Tomorrow. It should be okay like this. Okay. So when you're on from the service window, we already do the initial setup for your game for starting to use the ads. So what you need to do in the game itself is you just need to play the ads. Okay. So in our codes, we are going to call a line of codes called advertisement.show. In this way, your advertisement will be showing in your game. Okay. So we have an option. You see this line. We can set up a callback for the placement. Okay. So after the ad is showing, so we can do some additional functions within your game. Like you want to see the video finish, and you want to start rewarding user. So you can do something like this. Okay, you can do it in here, in the finish. Okay, so this is a callback we set up for you. So it's pretty straightforward, and we have a documentation for in our website, so you can refer and how to do the integration. Okay, so in our case, we already enable the ads. So let's try again for the game. Okay, the game's running again. So this time is with ads enabled. So we can start playing the game. Okay, let me get over first. Okay. Okay, this time around, you see, we got another watch video button over here. So you let the user to have another chance to play the game, to continue the game. So you watch a video. Okay, video will be showing. So our video will be between 15 to 30 seconds. Sure. Okay, so this is a live video. So in our dashboard, right, when you go into the ads tab, you can see we have an enable test mode here. So when you are developing the game, you don't want to really see the real video. So you can enable this, and we will show you a test ads, shorter test ads, so you can test it during your development. Okay. So you see, finish the ads, and you download the game or you close it, so you get another life. So you can continue playing. Okay. Yep. Now you are game over. Okay. So another thing we just integrate, beside from the revive placement, we have another called mission video placement. So when you go to the mission, you can see you can complete a mission and earn some coins. Okay. So in this case, we have a jump over 100 barriers mission. And if you want to have an additional new mission, we have a watch ads here as well. So this provides a way for you to refresh a placement. So yeah, watch ads. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so after finish the video, so you can close it, and you can see we have another mission here, slide for 20 meter. So you finish this, you can get another coins. Okay, that's all about it. So further instruction, actually you can go inside our, got one document called instruction document. So you can see how to set up, besides from ads, it mentioned how to set up the analytics, IAP as well. Yeah. Source codes. Here is the instruction. Okay, so you guys should try it out. All right. Anything else? Yeah, that's all. I think they need to.
Right. So that's basically the end of our workshop. I wanted to actually refresh our emails, so just in case you have any questions, you can reach out to us, or alternatively, you can just come forward. I'd like to get to know you more personally as well, and I'm more than happy to give you my name cards. That's it, man. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. If you have any question, we can still have 5 minutes now. You can take the questions. Anybody from the ground? Anyone have anything that really you need to solve the problems or issues today? You can ask them.
All right, over there.
The mic is there, please.
Yeah, you'll be in the limelight as well.
Right. Hello.
Yes.
So hi. Actually, I want to question about what if the player not connected to the internet? Then is there any way we can store the data inside it? Then after the player connected to the internet, then Unity can pull the data so that they know how many they click the ads.
Correct. So that's a very good question. Basically, for Unity ads, for us, we actually cache an ad just in case the player is not connected to the internet. So we'll cache about 1 to 2 ads. And when we detect that we are unable to stream in a live environment, the cache ad will show. And then once the player gets back online, the data gets sent back to our server, and then we'll recache new ads again based upon what's the best ad for the player at that point of time. Yeah, so caching is possible. Actually, caching is not possible. It's done by default on our back end already.
Any
other
more
questions?
question? Don't be shy. No? So if there's no question, so we will end this session.
Yes, we will.
Thank you very much for the two gentlemen trying your very best to actually complete your presentation.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.